If you like the idea of the BOG DeathGrip tripod, but you wish that it had a ball head, I've got great news for you. Zero Fox Given has a ball head adapter that's really easy to install and makes the DeathGrip a fantastic low-priced option for hunting clear cuts like this. So I got this BOG DeathGrip tripod a couple weeks ago, and as luck would have it, I also am doing a little bit of work with the Zero Fox Given guys who make ball head adapters for this tripod. And I got a chance to shoot one of these like off a tripod with a ball head, and I was like, man, this is like really cool. It's like I've never shot off a tripod before, and I immediately thought of clear cuts like this and was like, wow, I could really use one of these. So as favor would have it, as luck would have it, I owned another product from BOG. I had some problems with it. I reached out to their customer service and they're like, hey, listen, we don't make that product anymore, but why don't you pick something from our store, and as long as it doesn't cost more than the product that you're trying to fix, we'll just ship it to you. So they had this DeathGrip tripod in this real tree camo, and I was like, hey, that works out really well. So I got that, and then I immediately went to the Zero Fox Given website and I got a 52mm ball head conversion kit for the DeathGrip, and I got an Arca rail for the BOG DeathGrip saddle so that I could still use the saddle on this, or I can use any other gun that has an Arca rail. The reason that I wanted this setup is because in Pennsylvania here, these clear cuts are popping up all over the place, and they're a really, really great place to get deer, especially on like the opening day of rifle season. So I had already scouted this cut and I already have plans to sit in this exact spot before I even got the tripod, and I wasn't sure how I was going to make it work. I just knew this was where I wanted to be. So now that I got the tripod and the DeathGrip, I'm going to show you kind of how I'm going to set up. Now there's a slight nuance here. When I'm hunting, I will be sitting, not standing, but I wanted to show you standing for the sake of not being in all this brush and getting in the way of the camera. First thing to note is I've been told you want the gun to be balanced. Now I'm definitely not a tripod expert yet, although I'm definitely learning a lot about them as I do this. So I'm putting the gun on there and letting it just balance, and then I'm going to tighten it down the rest of the way in the DeathGrip so that it's nice and secure on there. I'm not going to kill the gun. There's no need to put extra pressure on the barrel, but I do want it firmly in there. Now, the cool thing about ball heads is you can adjust the tension and you can make them pretty much as loose or as tight as you want. So the whole thing pivots. You can see down here at the base, it pivots around. And also you can loosen this to get different angles. So it's pretty much a 360-degree shooting solution. And in these clear cuts, as you can see, there's a lot of ground to cover, and being able to quickly pivot and just move my body around the gun is going to give me a huge one-up when I'm actually hunting deer that may show up within almost 180-degree view. So you can get up on the tripod like this, and you can use this adjustment knob here to tighten or loosen the ball. I kind of like it rather tight, because if it's too loose, I tend to start pitching side to side, and I'm not such a huge fan of that. I can still move up and down well enough, and with one arm I can naturally hold the gun more or less level, with the ball having just a little bit of moving ability. So I would imagine you can see by looking at this how helpful this could be for hunting pretty much anywhere where you're going to have a long distance where you might shoot. This cut at the widest point is 300 yards of what I can see from this spot here, and I definitely want a stabilized shooting position if I'm going to be shooting that far. So you're going to see in the B-roll I'll be sitting down and I can shoot clear across this cut no problem with a very stabilized setup on this tripod, and I really love the ball adapter for the sake of being able to move not just the pivot side to side, but also the vertical up and down, and the ability to fine-tune the setup and then lock it in place and then take that shot. Now if the deer aren't standing still, if they're running, if they're scared, I'm not going to be taking 300-yard running shots in deer. I'm not that proficient of a shooter, but you can kind of set this so that you can move the ball around just a little bit, and you don't have to be totally locked in place, and if they stop I can get that quick snap shot that I want to take without risking the deer basically running away because I had this too loose and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And I'm trying to dial it in, and then the deer's gone by the time I get it locked in. So one of the things I was curious about with using the ball head was how difficult was it going to be to like follow something that's walking and then quickly get a shot off, and it seems like it's going to work well. You don't have to lock everything up soup to nuts super tight to make that happen. A couple things to consider with a ball head that are different than like the BOG DeathGrip before the ball head is on it is you have side to side pitch now. So you have to pay extra attention to making sure that your scope is level. Otherwise, your bullet trajectory is not going to match what you think it will because you're actually shooting on an X and not a vertical up and down axis. So you want to pay attention to that. You want the tripod set in a way that's balanced, and thankfully there is a little level on the tripod that easily shows if it's balanced or not, and it's worth taking the time to set that up right so you have a shooting position that's balanced to work from. Otherwise, as far as assembling this, it wasn't too bad. It took me about 20 minutes front to back to get the DeathGrip parts off of here and to get the ball head on. And frankly, if I had taken the original 6 minutes that the video from Zero Fox Given is and watched the whole thing front to back, it would have taken me about 8 minutes to do this setup because it's really simple. You're going to see, I'm going to cut in some B-roll here. There were some finicky parts that I couldn't quite figure out how to get out, and eventually I did use means of force to get them out, and that was literally the hard part. And after that, it was all just screwing things back together. So overall, it's maybe a 15 or 20 minute process. Watch on the Zero Fox Given YouTube channel, watch their video on how to do this. I mean, their video is like 6 minutes long. It doesn't take long once you know what you're doing. And if I had just watched the whole thing instead of skipping through it and just trying to get the highlights, it would have saved me a bunch of time. So overall impressions of this, I haven't used it for hunting yet. This is a pretty new setup to me. I'm excited about this for hunting clear cuts, for deer, and for black bear out here. I think this is going to work really well for being able to sit in one place and have a very solid shooting platform. The BOG DeathGrip itself is a bit on the heavy side. It's aluminum. The ball head conversion does save you about £1 in hardware. They really machine down all the unnecessary extras in there so that when you put their parts in, it weighs as little as possible. I did get the biggest ball head that they offer, which is the 52 millimeter. Their recommendation was bigger is better with ball heads because it's more controllable and also it holds more weight. So this gun weighs like 7 pounds with the suppressor on it. It's not heavy, but if I have an AR on there, if I get some bigger rifles down the road, the ability to already have a ball head that works with those just seemed to make a lot of sense. The setup is a touch heavier than I would want it to be. If I was gonna build a setup from scratch and I didn't get the chance to get this BOG DeathGrip basically on a warranty claim, and if I was going to spend $400 or $600, I would probably get a carbon fiber tripod right out of the gate. However, I'm not going to use this all that much. Our rifle season's pretty short here in Pennsylvania, and so the extra couple pounds probably is not a big deal in the whole scheme of things. It's not going to keep me from bringing it. It's not obtrusively heavy, but it is something to bear in mind. If you're going for the most lightweight solution, a carbon fiber tripod is definitely going to be a better fit for what you would want. To sum it all up, I really like the idea of using this in clearcuts because I think it's a great way to get a stable shooting platform that's going to offer me all the advantages of vertical height adjustment, as far as being able to pivot the gun, and also side-to-side movement, and being able to really fine-tune and lock in exactly how the gun is set up before I shoot. I'm excited to have this out here this year. Hopefully you guys will see some content from this exact spot. Maybe there'll be some snow on the ground if it snows early enough in the year, and we'll be able to see how it works in action with an actual real deer at the end of the barrel. If you like content like this, if you're interested in hunting, in the Second Amendment, in shooting sports, or in self-defense, subscribe to this channel, give the video a like, and share the link with somebody who you think would find it interesting. Really trying to do the best we can to put forth quality, non-biased educational material that's going to teach you about the things that I use and love, and explain to you why I like them, why I think about them the way I do, and hopefully help you make more informed decisions that can help with your hunting or your concealed carry or your shooting sports.